Welcome to November 2025, Aries. This is for Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising. Your forecast is here. What a month it is for you. Changes perhaps in your finances coming off of two different lunations, way big energy around traveling to foreign places and lands if that's something you're up to, and a nice healing of a chironic wound to do with self and other, particularly your wound about love relationships. Indeed, some of you could begin a new relationship that really does serve a healing purpose in love for you in this month ahead. There's so many other things happening as well. We're going to break it down week by week. We're going to cover planetary ingress changes, retrogrades. We have Jupiter heading retrograde this month and a beautiful trine between Saturn and Jupiter that lasts all month long. So how to understand this so you can time your best life during this month ahead? Follow my instructions as we go week by week. Speaking of timing your best life, I believe astrology is a navigational and guidance tool. It tells us, go left instead of right so we can avoid quicksand and maybe move towards a beautiful meadow. And in that regard, I do every single year put together my 2026 individual and or all sign bundles. And these are basically me really working hard to create a 2 to 2.5 hour video for you with timestamps going through the entirety of the month ahead and a single PDF guidebook with the overview of the year and my thoughts on it with a special dispensation for each sign. If that is at all interesting to you, that you want that kind of product from me, it does not come here on YouTube. I do this every year, usually as a fundraiser for my microphones and my laptop. Like I got this brand new MacBook Pro, thanks to you guys last year. Thank you very much. This year, I'm not needing more equipment. I'm moving this towards a scholarship fund for people who would like to study astrology with me and do not have the financial means to do so. And when I teach Sky Reader again next year or any other major longer course, I will use that scholarship fund to allow for people to actually enter the course without a tuition. And so that's one way I wanted to use it, as well as for those people who may not be able to afford a reading with me when I open spots up again, and to allow for a few scholarships there as well. So I'm using it as a charitable direction for my intention for raising these funds, as well as, of course, just to support my business. This is all about putting more money back into my own passionate business. So if that interests you, check the description box below. There will be a link to get the product pre-sale price, and it only exists for 1 month or so every year. The product will usually be delivered the last few days of November, probably December 1st this year due to some travel obligations, and it will be mailed to you so you can access that content. However, the price will go on for sale for the general public December throughout next year, and that price called the pre-sale price will never come again. All the information, so you're waiting for the product and you're supporting me as I create it. So check the button below in the description box. Now, guys, this is such a busy month. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Yeah, seriously. So there's no way I'm going to cover every little twist and turn. I'm going to cover what you absolutely need to know, especially because Mars, your ruler, is about to head into Sagittarius, and what it might mean for you. And then we're also going to understand that for all the little minor details of every twist and turn in the month, then you could just subscribe to my channel, for I do weekly and week ahead astrology covering those minor twists and turns every day, every month, every year. This video is anywhere between 25 to 30 minutes long maximum. Let's get started. Okay, first of all, let's show you the sky. I'm going to, spin the wheel of the sky so you can see. That's my messy desktop. Excuse my messy desktop, but I've been having challenges with the share feature on my Zoom since I fixed the annotation problem. Anyway, keep on keeping on, Lori. All right. So bottom line, I don't think you're looking at my messy desktop at this point. Nope. Okay. So Aries, look, my partner jokes about that. Here you are. This is just an Aries 0 ascendant to use that, but sun and moon are useful. Sun is your career purpose and true self. The ascendant is very circumstantially accurate because it reflects changes to the simulation character you're playing, which is the Aries character. And your moon can be about your home and your nest, but also your feelings and thinkings about your life. So your mind, in other words. So listen for all three. So if you notice his Aries here, and please like and subscribe and share this video with friends, you'll notice that you start off the month ahead November the 1st. And the first thing that happens is Venus loves up Chiron. If any of you have been through heartbreak in love, long-term committed love relationships, that kind of thing, any kind of disconsolate, poor me, or if only love worked for me the right way, you're healing not just a shorter term chironic wound. Venus is here is really opening up a door for you to heal a deeper layer of yourself regarding relationship in a way she's not been able to do ever in your lifetime because of the participation from Jupiter. And we call that this triangle a T-square. It's nothing to be afraid of. And it really does pivot you into a critical turning point change when it comes to long-term love, whether you're healing your inner landscape about love relationships, but just as likely this could bring a new relationship to your attention if you're single, and smooth the difficult waters in an existing relationship. And it's first in a lifetime, once in a lifetime in this kind of sky because of Jupiter's position in this Cancer part of the chart. As we move forward, you're going to notice that Jupiter, well, as we start the month, is trining Saturn, and this will be true until the end of the month of November. This is going to make it very easy for you to do a few things. This is really good for your home, prosperity in the home, bounty in the home, luck in and from the home, joy and enjoyment in the home, expanding your home, getting a larger home. These are some themes. The trine to Saturn and of course Neptune opens up the possibility in the entire month of November that you're going to be able to be determined and disciplined in things you do home alone or in your downtime to get some major project accomplished, and the rewards will be very great. Use this as a purposeful time to work on some kind of project or endeavor or creative project that you really care about, because your discipline and perseverance and stubborn insistence on getting it done leads to great riches and bounty in the long run. Solitude is wonderful for you this time, and trips to ashrams or getaways or just doing your own spiritual retreat will be very beneficial to you in the entire month of November. Venus is squaring Jupiter, as I mentioned, but it's because it's connected to Chiron, it is healing. So do not worry about that at all. And now you'll notice as well that the first week, November 1st to the 7th, Mars is going to end up coming into an opposition to Uranus. Now, Mars is the lord of your sign, and he's in the sign of chunky money. It's inheritances, taxes, money connected to royalty income. This could have you cleaning up your accounting, perhaps. My mouse isn't working. I apologize. It's all over the map. This could have you cleaning up your accounting, for example. This could also really increase your financial gain from secondary residual income, royalty, ad revenue, etc. But Mars has been busy working his magic back here in his home kingdom, and also revealing family secrets, if there are any, that you needed to know about. And that was happening pretty well all last month. In fact, Mars entered your ruler, entered Scorpio, September 22nd. And he will leave on November 4th, 5th. It is time zone dependent. So watch him cross the boundary for all you learning astrology. And notice that he crosses over and meets Mercury. Mercury's been here already for a few days. And he's opposite Uranus. Now, this opposition to Uranus for the world can be difficult, but for your own life, it's just simply an unexpected, surprising circumstance that may incite your decisions or actions regarding long distance travel. And it's not necessarily negative, because what it actually does is it connects you in some way to what Mercury's been already working on a few days before. So if you want to think about it this way, around the 29th of October, Mercury gives you some information or some news that you need regarding matters of travel, writing, communicating, publishing, that is surprising or unexpected. You didn't really plan for it, is what I'm suggesting. And at the very same time, right after that, right now we're talking about the 4th, on the 4th, 5th, 6th of the month, Mars follows up with actions and decisions. That's all Mars does, actions and decisions, actions and decisions. On a difficult note, though, a sibling 2 older than you or 1 younger may go through an upset in their life and may be going through a radical shift of unexpected and erratic developments in the reality, and you're just on the sideline watching it happen. So be aware of that as well. Mars is in your court. He's in a fire sign flowing to you. It's surprising but good, but demands, unexpected diversions from your regularly scheduled plans regarding all the themes I've already mentioned. Now we're going to move into the second week, and we have a lot going on here. So really sit with what I'm about to share. Your changes in finances are all about the month of November, because there is a full moon on November the 5th, and a full moon is happening in the sign of Taurus at 13 degrees, which is your pocketbook, wallet, earnings, resources, possessions, money, resources, and it is going to be completing something you began roughly 6 months earlier. And so now there is like a fulfillment of some seed that you planted that would indicate you want to become ripe or full or coming to a climactic energy regarding financial matters, and it can unfold over 6 months. And 13 degrees of Taurus, full moon, November 5th. Let's cue to November 5th, will be roughly about here. What I like a lot about this lunation for us is, because I have a Aries sun, what I like a lot about it is this moon is going to also flow beautifully to the North Node. And if any one of you makes money through digital income, foreign companies, foreign clients, borderless revenue, this is going to be a very big, I wouldn't say jackpot, but very big, luscious light. This is an exalted moon offering you a new level of financial attainment, while you also surrender and release some part of your work that doesn't work for you, that kind of a job. The other way you can use this is a very bold and aggressive and beautiful commitment to a new dietary style, habit, or the end of a substance abuse addiction. And that moon is beautiful on November the 5th. And that's what we got for you on that beautiful lunation. On November 7th to the 9th, Venus will square Pluto. Now, Venus moves into Scorpio and comes here on the 6th to a square to Pluto. This will last about until the 9th. And I wonder if you're going to come into this critical turning point regarding your career profitability and gains and the back end things to do with accounting, savings, resources, financial structures, and change. Now, Venus is going to try her best to make some positive change, but she happens to be debilitated here. And with the sun here, another way this may turn out, although I'm not saying it will be that way for sure, an elder male figure may be passing and you may be coming into a windfall that looks like some inheritance. It can be any male figure, not just a father or grandfather, but it would definitely be in the realm of elder. And you may come into a bit of money, especially with Jupiter in the 4th house, doubling down on a bit of a legacy transfer or bequeathment wealth may be showing up for some of you at this time, not all of you, and maybe not many of you. It could also be money from your spouse's family coming into your family through the same mechanisms I just described. One of your spouse's family members, elder, likely male, passing money down to your own family. On November the 9th, there's going to be a Uranus shift of gears. This is the grand finale. I've already got a video about the grand finale, so go watch the grand finale video as Uranus slides backwards and moves in retrograde motion through till next April 29th into the sign of Taurus. So you're finishing up lessons you've been learning since 2019, 19 about money, resources, wealth, job, work, vocation, material prosperity, and success. And you've had a lot of erratic ups and downs, I'm sure. And so now you want financial freedom when he's here. That's one of your goals. Now, as he sits here and moves backwards to the 27th degree over the course, all right, of now till next April and goes forward again, April 29th, I believe, you're going to finish this grand finale of lessons up. But it's an interesting time to see him here because he's also immediately, as he moves backwards into here, reminding us we just had a full lunation here. Now he's adding his spice to the lunation. He's adding his 2 cents to the lunation. He wants something more to come of it. And that's really important. He might bring you unexpected surges of money, unexpected changes in the direction of your earnings, but it's going to work to fulfill a longer-term financial freedom goal. On November the 11th, and he has, I forgot to mention, he has some beautiful support from Jupiter. Okay, that's a sextile. So Jupiter, the god of wealth and the house of your family of origin and your home and domicile, and the bottom of the sky says there is a nice little surge of good stuff that wants to happen by the end of April. They could give you a new level of financial freedom in this time frame of your life. Now, moving into the November 11th Remembrance Day, Jupiter heads retrograde. Don't be worried about a Jupiter retrograde. It just means that Jupiter, instead of giving you the goodie bag that Santa Claus is always giving, he's going to give you the inner goodie bag. He's going to give you the inner guru, the deep knowledge and truth and wisdom that you need to really succeed when he heads direct again. And he will head direct again, all right, on March the 11th. So these 4 months approximately are going to be a very deep dive inward into the 4th house, which is a spiritual awakening house. You might find a guru close to home, start a spiritual practice, join a local spiritual community. But you also might be really looking to mine the depths of your childhood and your ancestral line and your past lives, because he's going retrograde trining Saturn, the Lord of time and karma, in the house of past lives. This is very soul work energy. Now, I already mentioned that he is trine Saturn all month long. And before he goes retrograde, November 11th, he's been busy giving you outer goodie bags of success. This is more intense internal energy, and you're going to be experiencing his presence retrograde in your 4th house all the way through, right, until next spring. He's going to go from 25 to 15 degrees of Cancer, indicating anyone with placements 13, 14, 15 to 25, 26, 27 Aries, sun, moon, and rising. You really do feel some real intensity around this retrograde. You might want to change your home to a place you've lived before. You want to travel back to your homeland. That's another way this could play out. Or maybe home yourself temporarily abroad. And that's another, because he rules your 9th house. I might be living in France for a month with a girlfriend during some of this. So it's like, do you want to reside abroad for a short time? That's a very strong energy for some Aries trying that out, like digital nomading or something. November the 11th to the 13th, Mercury and Mars will be in a conjunction. And you can see Mars catching up with this Mercury and Mercury retrograding. Now, I meant to say that on November 6th, Mercury stationed retrograde. That's because he enters into, your 9th house, which is really good for international travel, legal matters, book writing and publishing. It's just a very strong placement for Mercury, learning, studying. And as he's gotten into the Sagittarius part of the sky, around, well, I don't remember exactly when, but as we enter the month, he's already at 3 degrees already of Sag when we enter the month of November. But it is going to be a retrograde return, like a station retrograde, on November the 10th. And then he will retrograde back towards his former travels in Scorpio on the 19th. So you kind of have a taste of Mercury exploring a new idea and just testing the waters in Sag. And it certainly impacts Aries 0 to 6 degrees the most strongly, sun, moon, and rising, because, you're engaged in this. I'm going to go forward in the 9th house, and then I'm going to backtrack. So, for example, I have an Aries Mercury 2 degrees. So I might want to write a project, publish a book, do some international thing. And then I'm going to have to rethink it because I'm going to retrograde or go back and rethink that as of November 10th to the 19th. So whatever you think you're going forward on before November 10th, you're going to probably change direction or change your mind. Now, that said, as Mars is moving forward and Mercury's moving backwards, you're going to bump into each other. It's literally like bumping into somebody on the street. Boom. We're both going to head into each other's, shoulders and bump into each other. I don't know what it is going to be for sure, but it's going to be information or news. And it's Mars giving you something you need to act on and decide on, because that's what Mars does. And so you'll feel that energy building up. It's going to be like November 11th, 12th, and 13th. What is the sudden moment of decision-making, action taking? Something has to happen. You have to take the bull by the horns and make a decision or take an action. And if you're trying to win in a court case, a turning point in legal and court matters may unfold at this time. Mars is a very important planet for you. He is your ruler. And so he's going to try to make this a good thing for you, no matter what. As we move into, now we were still in week 2, you might remember, right? So we're all the way down to November 12th. I will also mention that on November the 15th, no, we're stopping there. We're moving to the next week. I apologize. On November the 15th, we're in the third week now. We begin a very busy week, including a new moon. So hang in there. Hopefully this is not too fast for you. Take some notes. It feels to me like on November 15th to the 20th, 21st, these themes are very critical. So let's really tune in. we're starting on the 15th with the Sun trine Jupiter, which is always a blessing, always a positive thing. But the Sun is also trining Saturn, Neptune, and of course the North Node. This energy is called a water trine. We had a couple water trines last month. Here we go again. All houses 12, 4, and 8 are lit by this solar transit. This is extremely positive for people pursuing spiritual awakening, spiritual liberation. This is also exciting for some prosperity connected to home and property, an ability to get money to buy a house, sell a house and get a lot of money, perhaps renegotiate a mortgage, a debt, or a loan, to come into some inheritance money through an ailing elder. This is all that kind of energy. It's flowing, it's positive, it's lucky. As this unfolds, you'll feel like things are moving without you trying, like you're just in the flow. Things are happening. It's kind of subtle for you. For houses 12 and 8 are soft houses, subtle houses, but things are moving in your favor, impacting your finances in a positive way, impacting your home and your domicile, as well as the potential for some distant shore lands, travel, or prosperity from far off places, or an ailing person, elder, hospital, father, male energy, money coming towards you that way as well. On November the 17th, or from your partner's, your marriage partner's family, if you have a marriage partner, a long-term love partner, on November the 17th, Mercury will sextile Pluto. This is a wonderful energy as well on November the 17th. Let's move us forward to November the 17th, 18th, around there. And I lost you, so let's take you back. So sometimes Mercury is like, I want to reveal some information to you. And Pluto is, it's been hidden until now. But it can also be an opportunity for financial gain in your career connected to foreign people, foreign lands, and foreign shores. Whether you're traveling there, or it's somebody that you're going to meet from there who's emailing you, calling you, giving you a text message, an opportunity. A public publishing deal can come from something like this, and it can increase your financial prosperity. Maybe a sign-on bonus, or an advance or something on some kind of publication offer. There's also sometimes with the 9th house things to do with your spiritual community and spiritual life, but it looks more like a travel story with Mercury and Mars up there. And then a favor from a sibling, one older, coming your way to do with money, connected to travel, another opportunity I might see on that one as well. On November the 19th, we're going to see Mercury trine. If you like this kind of content, can you guys subscribe? I used to put my monthly all signs out and get like 600 to 700 subscribers. And the last 3 months, I'm having YouTube issues with all the AI slop, and I'm getting 197 new subs after putting all of my energy into this, all signs. So please hit the like button. And if you're not subscribing and you do watch my stuff, would you mind doing that? I so appreciate it. Begging for help, right? All right. So new subscribers in the first day or two it's released, so something's going on with the YouTube algorithm. All right. So the next thing I want to mention is November 19th. Mercury is also going to trine Pluto, Neptune. So first he's hitting up like, hey, how you doing, Pluto? And then he's going to hit up Mercury trine Neptune on November 19th. Let's take a look what I'm seeing here. Sorry. Oh, yes, because he's retrograde. So then he retrogrades backwards. And when we get to around this time frame, he's now at 28 degrees of Scorpio on the 19th. And he's going to trine this whole Neptune and Saturn to some degree. So you can call this a kind of back to the past. You've been here before. What do you have to shore up on? Your accounting, your money, your inheritances, your spousal shared resources, your property, your land, your real estate. Mercury would be the negotiations, the contracts, the fine print, the information. All of that's going on, although this could also be a deathbed confession by a relative dispensing a family secret. Go to the third tree in the backyard. We have a buried treasure there. It sounds weird, but that's this kind of look of the sky, metaphorically. Okay, we have a new moon on November 19th. As you can see, it's right here in Scorpio. This is why I say the axis of money is very active for all of you, Aries. And so we want a fresh start and a new beginning. It's about your shared monies with a spouse, inheritances, investment portfolios, banks and loans and debts, corporate structures, if you do that, the way you make money from royalty or ad revenue or stuff like commission checks. I think it's a new beginning and it's a fresh start, which is wonderful. And what I like about it is the trine to Lord Jupiter. What I don't like about it is Venus is in detriment. There's a cost to this. There's like it's good and it's not good. And so Venus, at money goddess here in the sign of what we call our exile, isn't so happy about it. So I'd say that you're going to have some cost to the financial success that this lunation will bring you in the next 6 months. A cost is a loss of a loved one, right? For example, and there's other kinds of costs. Maybe it's money from a spousal support, separation agreement, or something like that. And the loss is a loss of the relationship. Venus is the ruler of your marriage house. So, there's a lot of ways that can look. It might be connected to widowhood monies and stuff like that as well. And then we look at November the 20th as Mercury will become Cazimi the sun. And it's a retrograde Cazimi, which is more highly potent and synchronistic. I'll be teaching a free class on this with a tip jar. This is going to open up doors around November 19th, 20th for you, 19th, 20th, to literally get a divine download. And when the 8th house is like, Archangel Michael told me this, or I got a dream from the dead and they gave me great advice. It's very mystical, occult. You could have a new idea connected to tarot numerology. You could be downloading something that can help you be wealthy and prosperous. This is to be used by you. So please come to my free webinar. In the description box below, I'll put a link to that. I haven't set the page up yet, but I will have that ready for you. But also please consider getting my new product, the 2026 2 to 2.5 hour video and PDF for your sign. I've been selling that every year for like 5 years. Now we're moving into the last week of the month. And this is November 21st, of course, to the very last day of the month. And it's kind of an interesting time. There's a lot of energy in the triangle part of our sky. Again, we're water trining away. Oh my God, so much water trine. So as we start off November 21st to like the 23rd, just watch this triangle that I'm about to show you because it's so predominant in our sky. Water trine deluxe. And it's really going to be connected to Venus participating more and more as time goes on here, and especially as we move on. So it's one story all week long. And the story in November 21st to the end of the month is what wants to flow with ease and goodness and prosperity connected to land, property, banks, mortgages, loans, and debts, as well as distant lands and shores of revenue generated from foreign people and foreign places. As it wants to flow, the sun says, let me help. This is like November 21st. Then the sun goes off duty and Mercury says, I'll pick up the slack. And then Mercury continues on. And by the time we get here, we have Venus really pulling her weight with beautiful love and water trine to Jupiter as we move towards November 25th. You're looking at the one story as it evolves. In my view, this is going to be good, but Venus is in exile. Is that bad or good? It just means that she'd rather be in her Taurus kingdom over here. So she's getting money that she's not earning. She's getting money from other sources. And there may be a sense of a cost, right? Like, do you really, money from spousal support isn't a cup of tea, right? It's difficult energy. See, as you see her now trining more and more Saturn and then Neptune. And Saturn gives you long-lasting results. Whatever this is about, whether it's money, home, property, want to buy a property, sell a property, move your property to a distant shore, rent a property in another foreign country. That might be one outside way. This has creds. This has stamina. This goes the distance. Saturn says what these changes are now, they're going to last quite a while. They certainly will last until early spring next year. February, when Saturn leaves behind, I think it's February, leaves behind the Pisces thing for the next 30 years. So pay attention to this water trine unfolding during the last week of the month. Finally, is it really finally? Saturn will head direct on November 27th. Saturn direct is kind of an interesting time. Sometimes he gets more like a Zen taskmaster. He can be more difficult when he heads direct, but he has been retrograde all the way from he has been retrograde since July the 12th, where he retrograded at 2 degrees of Aries. And so that's 5 months. Now he's going to head direct at last. And so things that have been in delay mode for you, you're going to see go forward starting around November 27th through till next year, through till next year. Well, yeah, until he leaves the sign of Pisces next spring. So what do you need to get moving forward on with more determination, more discipline? Is it to do with your money you make from distant shores, quitting that addiction? These are 12th house matters. Finding a place of solitude, moving, traveling or moving temporarily to another country. You want to move on it. You want to get forward momentum, and that's what he's going to do, but you're going to work hard for it. You're going to be more disciplined. You're going to be more grinding into what it is you're trying to make your dream come true in that 12th house. And 12th house is isolation. So maybe you want to move your home to a quieter place, a place that's less stimulating, it's less busy. I certainly want to move to a little countryside cabin rather than be in a high rise in a city. That would be an example. I'm Aries sun, and moon, so I'm relating here. And finally, we end the grand finale of the 29th to the 30th. A shocking surprise or unexpected development between the opposition of Venus to Uranus. Is it scary or is it positive? I think it's got good stuff to it because there is a beautiful wedge forming. In other words, Jupiter's blessing it. Although he's also retrograde, he's still in touch with it. So there may be a financial surprise, a money surprise. It could be a jackpot. Uranus is on a wealth star Algol, getting pretty close to it. There's also a secondary wedge forming to Saturn, Neptune, to make something real and concrete happen in a financial way. And while you can't quite see it, this is a bit of a kite forming. And so all said and done, there is a desire for some financial breakthrough here and the possibility of a lucky or golden opportunity break. It could be about property, possessions, land, real estate, at a simple level, a sudden surprising opportunity to buy a car or have a car gifted to you, or, a home gifted to you, or land, because there's a little inheritance stuff also going on here. So that's what I've got for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the month of November. And don't forget that I also, what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw a card for every sign. I should have said that. Because you know why? You guys, hang on. Let me grab a card for everyone. From the Kim Kranz Animal Oracle deck, Animal Spirit, we're going to draw a card for the end of everybody, just for how to vibe out with this entire water trine month, right? Gazelle. So everybody gets just a vibe. What's the vibe? Gazelle. I'm not going to read the whole delineation for each sign, but this is how you should approach this month ahead. And we're going to give you Gazelle. We're going to give you the keywords. Ugh. And Kim Kranz doesn't have an alphabetical order. So this is the only reason I don't like doing her book, because it takes me forever to find the stuff. So give me a minute. Lion, elephant. So gazelles before those guys. Camel, tarantula, panther, lizard, scorpion. Oh, come on, Kim. A little table of contents would have gone a long way. Sorry, guys, but bear with me because I'm having to bear with myself. I know there's a gazelle in here somewhere. Guess I could pause the recording, but I know I'll forget to turn it back on. Heightened awareness. Okay, in the month, what's your deal in the month of November? You have heightened awareness and ability. Your ability and your awareness is heightened, and you can have vulnerability. So to be in balance this month, you are graceful, you are perceptive, and you are artistic. I love artistic for you with all the solitude planets back there in the 12th. Good for art projects, as I said early in the video, or art creative projects. But you will be out of balance if you're not careful, because you'll experience insomnia and a racing mind and food allergies. If you are having that, you need to bring yourself into balance. And how do you do that? According to Kim Kranz, yin yoga. A cozy home and good food. Well, I've got the yoga mat over here. I've got my cozy home and I've got the good food. So I'll join you fellow Aries in that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my 2024 All Signs Bundle. If you want to come to my free webinar that I'm going to cover this really intense Mercury retrograde. It's very powerful. We're going to talk about some asteroids there. Please join me. It's free and it's fun. And it's going to be in the description box below. Ciao. Replay available if you can't make it. Bye, everyone.